Fred Whitaker Jr. here from Red Chair Reviews. Thanks for tuning in. It is time for me to talk about 4 new albums that I just listened to this past week, and I'm here to tell you what I think of them. Super quick, mega blast, rapid fire. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Sludge metalers Eyehategod return with their 6th full-length, A History of Nomadic Behavior. Not just a clever name, because it's been 7 years since their last full-length, self-titled, and I found that album to be middle of the road. After a few listens of this one, I think it's just about the same place. There are a few tracks that really stand out. The Outer Banks is an excellent album. I really enjoy it. I think the standout track on this album is also High Risk Trigger. Both those are great songs, but the production's missing a lot of mid-range. It's very dirty, which you expect, but it's almost like you lose a lot of the cymbals from the drum. The vocal delivery is very solid too, but I just think this album is average from them. They haven't really done much that I've loved since Dope Sick that's really blown me away. So it's been a while. And this one's a middle of the road album. I'm going to give this one a 76 out of 100. It really takes a lot for a heavy band to excite me anymore. It just seems as though there are a lot of middle of the road bands. There are a few that are trying new things, but it seems like a lot of rehashed stuff. Enter the London-based group Pupil Slicer. 3-piece, very, very difficult listen, but an enjoyable difficult listen here with their debut from Prosthetic Records, Mirrors. I've got to see this band live. I have to tell you, they're a 3-piece. I want to see how they deliver. So if they ever come around to the States, if we're ever allowed to do this whole concert thing again, I will be checking these guys out live for sure. All of these songs are kind of punchy, quick, and very brutal. Stabbing Spiders is a standout track for me. Vilified is another one. I also really enjoy Worthless. If this band had the budget and production quality of, say, a Code Orange, they would be unstoppable. I'm really surprised that sometimes I feel like the production's a little low level. Being that they're on Prosthetic Records, I would expect a little bit better production, but the songs themselves are just unbelievably solid, really tight, well performed, and it really excites me. I want to see what this band's going to do in the future. So I'm going to give this a total of an 88 out of 100. Performance is excellent. Production needs a little bit of work, but I'm very excited to see what comes next. Rob Zombie returns with another new album with another title that's almost impossible to remember. He's been doing that since 2013. This one is called Let Me Look. The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. Now the name doesn't make it stand out, but I'm ready to check it out. Will the music stand out? Short answer, no. 17 tracks, 41 minutes. Almost half of those tracks are very brief fillers. There aren't very many that are interesting either. The very last one, called The Serenity of Witches, is kind of interesting, but there's not much on this album for me to grab onto. I like the 18th Century Cannibals track. It's a little bit of a rockabilly thing, so it's different for him. I really like the Eternal Struggles of the Howling Man, where he allows the guitar work to actually work for him, which is really nice. So it stands out. But besides that, the rest of this really just feels like forgettable, boring, bland metal. I know Rob Zombie can do more. I don't know if his heart's into it anymore. I feel like the last 3 albums have been without much merit at all. I've given this one a couple listens, and that's just not time I'm going to get back, unfortunately. Rob Zombie, I'm begging you, give me something exciting. This really just is not, it's just average. It's below average. Even the production is really lame. And I think, although the last couple albums have been marginally bad, this is probably the worst Rob Zombie solo album I've ever heard. I've listened to it twice. I probably won't go back to it again. 65 out of 100. That's a middle range D for Rob Zombie. Give me some excitement, man. Finally, vocalist Anneke Van Giersbergen returns with a solo album of mostly acoustic tracks, really stripped back, very vulnerable. I think there's a strong sincerity within this album that really appeals to me. I love the opener, Agape. The second song, Hurricane, is my favorite song on this album. Even I Saw a Car, which I thought was kind of quirky at first, has really grown on me. This has been a slow grower. I've listened to this album probably 5 or 6 times, and every time I listen to it, I find more to like about it. Production's wonderful. Her voice is absolutely stellar as always. This might be one of her best vocal performances I've ever heard, and that's even going back to her days in The Gathering. And if you don't know Anneke, this is a great place to go. Just, go to this new album, The Darkest Skies Are the Brightest, and just be pulled in. My Promise, The Soul Knows, and there's a song near the end of the album, Losing You, which really just hits me at my core. My only complaint about this album is I wish there was more percussive elements, more drums. She has a few percussive elements, but there's not really full-on drums at any point. And I think that this album could use that, just a little bit more drive at times to separate the tracks. But really, it's an excellent album, and it's probably going to be one that I'm going to go back to over and over again because of the quality of the songwriting, because of the performance, just the sheer beauty of what she's saying, and the vulnerability within her lyrics. I'm going to give this a 93 out of 100. Definitely one of the best acoustic albums you'll hear this year. So that's it. Eyehategod, meh. Pupil Slicer, awesome. Rob Zombie, no. Anneke Van Giersbergen, yes. Bravo, go for that. So I hope you'll check out these albums. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you agree with me. Please feel to say so in the comments. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Once again, I'll be doing a giveaway pretty soon here of the Amazon Echo, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So thanks for tuning in. And if you don't agree with me, man, that's cool, because it's just like my opinion, man. See ya.